no. What? No, what? No. No. Is this a good nah or a bad nah? Death. Don't tell me. This would be a spiritual death. So this could be a total, yeah. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Can't believe what? I should have held on to this one, man. Sophie, Clarina, I guess these feel like men now again, saying, ¿Por qué? Ay, diablo. Oh, man, I can't sleep. I can't take it. You could be in modeling now. Somebody's modeling, or you're singing, you're on television, or something's happening where it's like, yep, there I am. And this could be that somebody, because what I wrote the new topics on today was on horse's ass. Somebody could feel like a fool a little bit. I'm so stupid. This is the one that I'm reserved with when it comes to showing, that. And then the one that wants to destroy me and maybe even remove me permanently. I sure love to. This is another layer of the masculines have to awaken. But people think, oh, they're awake now and they're just going to be perfect. And it's like the weird science for men that I can just put it out there. They have to do work on themselves. And them working on themselves isn't going to work when they have women working on them. There's a force removal. There are some things I feel inclined to repeat so that people get it. I don't want to be mad. Look, what do I do, bro? I don't want to be married. I don't want to be married. Well, then leave that part out. You don't have to have the other side to that. It's well, I don't want to be married. I didn't want to be married for the past 6 years. It's 6. But there was no possibility of something better on the other side. So I just stayed in it. I need the possibility of something better before I can fully admit that I don't like this and that I want out. Oh, my friend, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, you have to get out, and then you let this thing, which she's right, bro. The universe was working against her. You can look at it like this: as above, so below. That's real as above, bro. Now you know it's me, right? Trump, God, Creator. They don't know what to call it. There is no unprecedented spiritually out. Oh, I'm a great person to have in your life and to be loyal to. This is like, I feel like the more I try making this work, the more bullshit that I experience. Okay? Now there's a friend of yours that usually interrupts or interjects, and they either give you advice that you're not ready for, it's not the right timing, or you just don't need it. Or they interject with their shit, and you never really fully get it out. This happens a lot with people where I thought that I had the conversation in your mind. I had the conversation. I know the topic. I know that I needed to talk about it, but did you? Now you still have that shit inside. I never got it out. You know why? Because you've interrupted me. And that's what you do, but I allow it. I know you're going to interrupt me. It's almost as if the second I say, hey, listen, can I tell you something? You're thinking, oh, they're going to interrupt me. And you may even be bringing it on. You could be that powerful where I'm looking at them and I'm thinking it and I'm looking right in the eye. And you could go back and forth with this. But it's fun if you use it as a tool to look at shit differently, to help you get whatever. Perspective shows up in many areas, in many different ways. Thank you, Ian, Ivan, Aaron, Ariana, Seja. I cry like a baby, bro. I cry like a baby. I miss her. I don't cry in front of... Well, we know you don't cry in front of people. This is I don't want to say cold and closed off, but crying he would be more inclined to shed a tear for a homie or a colleague than he would a woman. I don't think this man really cried heavy at his mother's or grandmother's funeral, and it didn't bother him. He tried to force being upset. This is different. Man, I didn't cry at my mother's funeral. That's what some guys are saying. There could be some people feeling some of your pain. This is emotional pain, though, with the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Wands. I had to say it out loud, Daisy, because I know that you're proud of me. Thank you. Yeah, this is a heavy emotional trauma, from childhood trauma too. It could also be that this is part of a cleansing. The Judgment could just mean a forced vacuum cleaning. You dirty, unorganized calamity pricks you. What am I going to do with you? I mean, I took you off the street. I gave you a life most would... And you betrayed me. I mean, bad. Even, okay, I went to a chiropractor. Nothing. Okay, well, there we go. For many, and this is myself. You know how I know this is me, but I refuse to listen to frequencies for emotional pain. Not that I refuse. I do. I don't factor that in. This, when I stretch, sometimes I get emotional. Like there's emotional pain releasing from my body. And could some of this, what we're feeling, whether it's all the same type of feeling or something similar in different ways, you know, like it all feels like some type of spiritual attack, but it could be showing up with some, depending on what's under your home too. Hi, what's under your home? Can they get underneath your home? And if they stupidly, just see where I'm going with this? Thank you, Daisy, again. I dig you. Where it's a snake eating its own tail, is that what it's called? Or the dogs biting, eating it off? Whatever this is, the shit, they're going to drill all underneath. They're going to wind up, there were garages, right, and tunnels, but eventually you drill enough walls out. Now you just got an open space with no structure. It's the same shit they did up here. They're doing down below. You motherfuckers, it don't matter what level or plane you're on, you screw shit up and you will be removed. You're spiritually gross. You screwed shit up on this plane, so you had to start building underneath, and now you're greedy, you're plowing through walls that are part of a very important structural environment that needs some kind of uplifting. Yeah, are any of you, because I feel, but I'm not sure, that there are top-rated engineers on this. I'm just a tarot card reader and the most wealthy woman on the entire planet. But I'm going to use everything's laser, right? We don't drive around and check things. We don't send out crews. Everything is as quick as I can do it, and is. This is a grown-ass man, a captain or a corporal or something like that. Because I said. It did remind you of Grandma? Oh. Wait till they find out how many women they have been saluting as men. Women who hate men, that took steroids and voice injections and of some sort. And now, wait till these men in the military find out that you are actually women. Johns, Adams, McBurrows, Adrienne. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Something's gonna... It's a chemical that's going to release in these men, these real men. And they're going to be reminded of the women in their life, especially moms, who liked to mock them, lack of support and protection, we'll say, to sum it up. And then on to the wives and the girlfriends. Some of these guys, they go into this even if they don't want to admit it to themselves, to get away from something, even if it's toxic fathers, you know, bullying brothers and shit. It's usually as a retreat, and it's supposed to be for a release too, and it's supposed to be with for honor. I would have a hard time not roughing you up. Did you hear what I said? You didn't pay attention to how they said it. The lip movement was the same, but the voice was off, and that's why you didn't catch it. But you said, oh man, somebody that I knew standing right in front of you. Yeah, these men here, they don't like being overpowered by women. And then what they're going to do is they're going to think of me, and they're going to think of how they feel about me, just as a woman, but in whatever way. And they're going to make a crucial decision. I don't know. I don't think head or heart matters here, but if you want to go with that head, I win. Some of them could be kind of gay. They're not that gay. They're not gay enough for you. Not when it comes to me on the other side. What are we? What else we got? Well, I can't help but notice that there is a King of Swords here, and then at this card here, this chick has on platforms, which seem to be a little outdated. Now, either this cat intentionally dresses like they just walked out of a club in the 70s, mid-70s, or they have, it's weird. I'm going to show you again on this other card what I just caught. Look at this. Look at his shoe at the bottom. Can you see it? You see how it looks like it's a platform, but it's really the bottom of whatever this throne is he's sitting on? And I feel like somebody could sit on a throne and swing their legs. He's like, I need space. I need spaces. Who is this, Carlisle? I need spaces, nigga. I'm 4'9". I got a throne. Why do the good ones always go too soon? God, can we stop attacking these people? Why do we have to go like this after they're gone? God, I miss them. Miss them while they're here. But see, what happens with these types of people is you don't want to be away from them because they have that type of thing that makes you laugh all the time. Whether they listen. These people I don't even think they know that they're not funny, or they don't care that much about that. They care more about making other people laugh. It's space. What space with everything and breaks are important. Not just naps and breaks in the day, breaks in seeing people. Like, I saw you 6 days. I already gained 1.5 pounds. That can't be good. That can't be a good sign. We need to separate. And it's for discipline as well. Same thing with work and partners and work. Some people, you see each other every day in the boardroom. You see each other every day in the building, whatever this is. And then now you both kind of live in this area. It feels like a rural city where you may Uber and shit like that, or you can walk to work. And it's like now we see each other at bars, and we see each other at the boutique and the hair salon. And yeah, you say hi. And meanwhile, a hug turns into a damn near strangulation, right? You get them on. It's like, hey, she forgets to take her arm off. Too much time with one person is not good. I don't care how much you think you love them. So this guy has platforms, and I think that he could even be with a woman that's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches taller than him. And she's like, well, what? He's like, I don't like the fact that I'm short. What you want me to do? Cut inches off of me, baby? You're going to have to make do. You're going to have to do something. She said, pull Tom Cruise it. Okay. Yeah, look, what do you want from me, man? Look. She even wore, look at how these cards are just speaking to me. Look at this shit. Look how she got the little heels on. They're the ones I wore. Every pair of shoes I had specially made, Marvin, specially made, because of the kind of shoe that I like. A lot of things were specially made. I like things to fit perfectly. In every area of my life, I'm not talking about sexually. Every area of my life, it is necessary for things to fit perfectly at some point in whatever this thing is that's moving in it. Something has to be perfect in order to keep moving on. Right? Now, I don't embrace consistent perfection, because this turns you into an inactive individual. A professor just showed up. Yeah, not you, Burr. You don't want that rank anyway. This rank is overdue and, yeah, can you tell? Overdue and over everything, basically. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to explain what she has become there, which is now happening at some point immediately here. It's like superhero shit. But everybody's capable of this. She's just the one that stays away from people who are no good. She tries to make the best decisions for her, not because she's that good of a person. She's very vain and selfish when it comes to this shit. She will only put herself first, even with her own children. And she has 5 of them. She gave birth to 5 and they took 1 in. Oh, God, what else we got here? You're spiritually dead. I'm going to start another thing because I think that one ran its course. I got bored. That could be a thing. And, listen, if I'm going to be about 3 inches taller than you, and you're not going to make up for it, you're going to have to make up for it in other areas you are. That's it. I'm done with that one. This is, you're spiritually dead. This is also, you stank. I'm not even getting jumping off a cliff. Well, but I'm not getting take a leap of faith or you fooled me, haha. But her legs, she has a short dress on. She got them tie-up boots. Nope, tie-up boots on. And the legs are open. And then here's this King of Cups. I was gonna say hi. I was gonna offer some, hi, how you doing? But then I decided not to. Yeah, and then, at first, I was hesitant. And then I got up close. I was like, hi. Now, this doesn't have to be, this could just be sweat. It could be someone's perspiration. It's a different combination. It's a different pH balance than others. Right. And this is, look at this. It says, I forgot that it says I'm over it on your shirt. Like, yeah, I'm good. And then after that, to clarify, that's the 4 swords. Like, I'm dead. This feels like somebody said, I'm dead. No. Remember walking in the sand. Remember walking hand in hand. I see why God left this motherfucker walk on his own, right? Was it that bad? I think they came in dressed in something that was kind of half summer, half winter. So maybe they were covering up certain parts of their body. They're making me feel like, but not literally, that somebody came in wearing a wool catsuit in August in Havana. All right, let's talk about it. Georgia. And then what happened was they raised their armor. They took something off. This could even be a shawl. You wearing a shawl I like it. Yeah. It would have been different if it was more scarfy, but this seems kind of grandma's. I love women that are like this. I love you. I love women that are like this. And I hope that you're alone too. I'm not gonna lie. I hope that you're by yourself too. You usually are, or you're about to be, because there's only so many people that can deal with you all the time. You are the only one that can deal with you all the time. I can deal with myself all day. I had no choice, but I actually deal with myself. I don't avoid shit, which means I knock myself when I need to, laugh at myself, right? Same thing, maybe not. It keeps me humble. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Shit like that. I don't really feel like talking about it anymore. Plus, I had lost my train of thought. Oh, there's also the one that comes in to work at this bar or something like that. It feels like kind of a bar. I'm not even sure if they're insured. I don't know where this is, but this feels like a very small town. I love this though. That this could be like a bar in Somalia. I'm down. Like, oh, what you got? One bottle of vodka, one whiskey. Yes, no music, and just talk to some people. Um, I would rather go there and spend time there and drink that than to go into some fancy place in some fancy city where I'm going to be treated like I'm less than and spoken to like they're programmed, that like they actually could program these people. No special, right? No dicey. And I like that this woman, you wear dresses, fitted dresses, or long skirts, or flowing things, sheer flowy. You know what's weird? Yeah, you could be the same height as this guy, ma'am. It's what you are that's the tall part. You feel me? It wouldn't matter. The way you feel about yourself is your height. So, it's going to be real tough. You hear me? We don't even realize areas that we're forcing something. If you, every decision, do you ever pay attention to whether you do this twice or whether your body moves a certain way? You know, today I was taking a walk. I take a walk barefoot. I step on this fucking sidewalk like I got Comfy Soul Metamorphosis shoes on. I don't know whose uncle said this shit, Riley. Metamorphosis shoes on. She bad. I'm done. All right. And I noticed my body pulling to the right and to the left, and there were you know those things on the ground that have those fucking spikes sticking out of them that fall from the tree. I want to believe, but I'm not quite certain that it's to prepare me. Just I guess for maybe people were lost. Even if you're lost in the forest, tell your body to guide you out of there. Just allow your body to make lefts and rights. Maybe there's a built-in compass or a built-in GPS that we have that we don't even know about. And for those of us who feel that we are limitless, what are we capable of if we telepathically speak to our subconscious in Morse, or what would be called dot in the digital world, to program things, and even maybe program some things if you earn the right to do that in the spiritual quantum dot world, which would be bigger than the beast computer. That would trump everything. I mean, it's the quantum world. It's the digital quantum world, which will only give access to certain individuals. Intention is everything. It's a frequency. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't steal someone else's vibration and try to tap. You can make all the headgear you want. So you got a king's crown with some copper hanging off and shit. Foil. The good cat. Yeah. I mean, listen, I admire what you're doing, because you're one of those brains where I have to figure out the cleverness of the whole thing. Maybe use all of that to put it and use it in some other way for some other reason. Where? 24 minutes. Urex? Is somebody having urinary problems? I don't know if there is a product named Urex, but that's what I heard. That's what I got. That's just what I'm doing all the time now. I see Riri. Rex. And rue. You're going to rue the day that you crossed this woman. She is more powerful than the creator incarnate. Haba haba laba haba baba haba laba. So you know that this is legit. Okay, this is worshiping the sun to me too. Okay. It is not a get out of jail free card. It is a let me take a shot, since the sun seems to be a possible catastrophe for me waiting to happen. Maybe for those who worship and genuinely respect, this is respecting the sun. Maybe you're about to have some kind of thing come in. You could have been getting up every day and just telepathically chanting something to the sun. That's what the gods and the goddesses did, and the kings and queens did, I believe, but I'm not sure, but it makes sense now to me, that they would have figured out how to chant things into their life, worshiping the moon and the sun, and just allowing their bodies to be all instantaneous when it comes to whatever this chant is, letting it be known that I refuse to have it bring anything negative or bad. Ma is the word that the universe into my death. Because that's the opposite too, I found out. Life, remove, and then death. Death is rebirth, right, in the spiritual community, but for some reason on paper and shit it means end. This means a whole new start and a change in this, that, or the other. So this is also this rebirth, this awakening with the Fool. And I think that I think there are some men who are I'm done, just living a different kind of life in stages. For some, it's they took out some of their old t-shirts and shit from the 70s or 80s and started wearing them again, eating cereal, just kind of being big kids, big grown-up responsible kids. Hey, yep. And I'm not gonna fight it anymore. All right. Scout's honor, that's what this looks like. Scout's honor, I'm not fighting this shit anymore. There's something that's forcing me to change things, and it's not just me. I feel better now about allowing this change because other people, they're not telling me, but I can see that they have forced change in their life too. It sounds great. Yep, Scout's honor. I'm gonna work on the things that. How about this? I'm gonna start with not judging people, because what I'm finding out. And even things that I forgot about myself. I'm going to work. That's what I'm going to do first. All right. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to forgive myself. Okay. This is a problem. I understand. It felt, this is a perspective. Okay. And it's, I'm not even sure if it's mine, if that makes any sense, or someone's interjecting. John Smith. This is a problem from my perspective, because you immediately put yourself first, and I was a people pleaser. Okay, well maybe that's the point that they're something's trying to make towards me. Your perspective and how you interact with the world is everything about how you'll take something in. But what's even equally as important, if not more important, is now after you take that in, what do you do with it? If it doesn't make you feel good or it doesn't sit right, you have to get rid of it somehow. It can't just sit in here like this. It's just like me, when I get angry and I throw rages, I have to put music on and release it, or go outside or something. I can't just sit and get more angry and more angry. I don't want to age. I haven't aged since about 40. What did I say yesterday? It's been about 40. I mean, I haven't really changed my looks since I've been about 40. I don't know what that was. But now, and I believe that I stopped aging around 47. I mean, aging with my cells and everything. Those who worship the sun, have good intention with the sun, who have good intention with I wake up and boom, right? I wake up and the earth lifts because I got up today. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but you wake up in an automatic, hopeful, I don't think that you wake up and think of stress or worry. I really don't. I think you wake up and it could be the first thing you do is you put opera on, because I'm listening to Requiem from Mozart, and completely changed my mood and my atmosphere. Excuse me. Some people wake up and the first thing they do is think about having another shitty day at work. There you go. There's your imagination. That powerful. Doesn't matter if you're a piece of shit or a good person or an addict or sober. That the imagination, what you believe and you see will happen. What else you do? You get up. The difference is the other one gets up and goes, oh, look at the sun. Look at the sun coming up. I love it. That's how you start. Here comes the sun. This is the difference in music that's played in the environment too. Here comes the sun. I want you so bad. That was me. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows, right? Only the bad shit's me. Fuck off. Only the shit that makes all of you feel better is me, right? But if it makes you feel a little insecure, it's somebody else. Yeah, one person plays that and they appreciate the sun. Maybe you go to the sun. That could just be your worship, is the fact that you feel it. You know, this is how I feel when the sun comes up. It's as if my favorite person in the world just showed up out of nowhere, and I need them. Great things. Hang in the balance. And then you have, so here's you. I get after this thing, it's like, hey, I get up, you know, I have more kind of I'm saving all of this good shit for myself right now. Saving all. Some guy heard that and was like, this is me. This is me singing to me. I dig this. I like this. The mood change. And then there's the other one. You're both struggling financially is what I got. Or you're both going through it's crunch time. It could be just stressful or financially taking a hit or something like that. Business deal is going wrong and stuff. I have to hold on. For the first time in my life, I got to watch it. And it could be because you're seeing prices skyrocket, or you can just feel that something is coming. And then there's the other one. I can't sleep. I can't walk. What is that? Or talk. Only thing about me is the way I... Now they can't walk. At one point it was just they just walk around. They can't walk now. I don't know what happened. This is waiting for God. Too. Somebody waits for God. This is a spiritual thing. This is a Christianity thing. This is the differences and the outcomes and shit that goes on. Boy, I swear sometimes I feel like they just throw me in the cage with the lions and tigers, and if it wasn't me being so connected to them, I would be in trouble. Yep. This person here reads a lot of Bible shit online, and I feel like it's to keep from being questioned about things, because they're deteriorating. They're miserable, they're depressed, they don't go outside, they don't sit in the sun. They think worshiping anything but this God. Worship the sun. What do you mean no? The sun, I just want it to be clear. We're worshiping a being we haven't even seen or really felt yet. And the sun, you can't tell the difference in the sun and how you felt the other day. They refuse to admit it. This is that pride, though. Do you understand? This is one of the things that they said your God will send you to the worst part of hell for. That's pride, sweetie. I think you think pride is like, I refuse and I know it's the best thing for me. Maybe that is it. If you know what they should have, and I mean, if I can, I'll get involved if I could. You should have people who challenge this book. Have healthy debates. How about this? Well, who cares if it's unhealthy? Maybe it needs to be a little unhealthy when it comes. Maybe we need to stop being so friggin' don't talk about. I'll talk about it if I want to. I don't talk about it for anybody else but myself. And what I say, it'll be short. It'll be stern and cutthroat. I think people should challenge questions. They should. I would love that. Roasting Christians, you could call it. And I'll tell you, listen, you know, it would be great. It would be, because even for the Christians to show up for this is some respect gained, because many of you don't know what to make of this. I don't feel like there's going to be a savior. And up until recently, I think that terrified people about, I mean, I guess it is just every man for himself. But your true belief and whether you believe in this afterlife and where you would go is starting to come out. The crazy thing is that there must be no God, there must be no hell. Wrong. Wrong. As above, so below shows up once again. Some it will be as above and so below. So above as below. This is the difference. Happiness. Oh, well. Hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, mama. Yeah, because what they're doing, this is the deep subconscious now that they forgot. This is that consistent belief of an anticipation, which is the prime for manifestation. Manifesting a savior who doesn't exist, because it's not by spiritual universal law for someone to just come in and save and snap their fingers like that. This is, you need to do some type of something. There are laws and rules and shit like that when it comes to this, the ethers, that were created so that you could move like a certain way and bring certain shit in. Right at the last minute, man, it's like I'm changing my belief in whatever this flowing thing is. It just makes sense. It's not even that people are experiencing it because they know that there are other things happening that are fucking up. It's environmental breakdown, they're saying, but it makes more sense. I'm thinking about, it's almost embarrassing, the belief and the shit that comes with it. You know, you got me watching videos thinking that some cat's gonna come out of the sky and shit, and that there are angels that we're gonna see singing, and it's like, man, maybe this angel and devil shit is just a spirit or an energy, man. You know? Maybe these devils and shit and these deities are just different types of sides of us. They're very real there. There are multiple dimensions with multiple types of creatures. Yeah, it gets crazy. The shit that you seen on Stranger Things, there's a reason that they showed that shit. There is a dimension just like that. There's a purgatory. There are multiple. There are so many friggin' dimensions. And some people are stuck in some, and some people, they got used to where, or beings, you know, they got used to where they're at. As the people, beings, they got used to where they are. Some don't have the option to move. They grew into the dimension. Where are we at now? Alright. All day I grab my crotch because of this friggin' vibration that I feel in my body that is coming from the towers, but that's not just all of it. It's not. I'm just gonna say it's not just all of it. It is some of the United States military S chapter, 6 of them. It gets real weird when it comes to gender. It's not, yeah, I don't feel weird about it for me at all. Maybe this is another thing that causes rage eventually later in life, is you're not the right gender. I don't care if you knew about it or not. And it becomes the most difficult spiritual battle so far in your life, besides this thing that some of you are behind that you're about. I'm going to just say, because it doesn't matter, your time is almost up. There are people creating versions of what you all created. Some of them broke into your places and took some of the things, and they created some things so that you could see what you were doing to other people. I hope you have a pleasant day. May God have mercy on yours. Yep. Yeah, you too. Okay. I love how these Christians call people like me the devil. Well, let's talk about that. Honesty. I don't say untruthful things, so I guess maybe your God is a compulsive liar then, if he's or she is the opposite. But I believe that you believe in a male God. My God's a powerful God. And that's true. That's actually true. That the force of this God, which would be the system and forced enslavement and imprisonment and just forcing your God actually forces will. The devil plants the seeds. They're very careful because of karmic law and spiritual law. They plant the seeds and allow people to make their own decisions. And the seeds that this opposition, okay, I guess, plants are honest. I mean, look at you've been secretly worshiping the devil and you don't even realize it. This is your Hollywood stars who you found out were child traffickers. You know what I mean? This is your priests and pastors who you found out got into that. This is idolizing labels. I mean, everything that this book said, it feels like you just avoided certain things. It's filtered Christianity. Thank you. Is that Kenya? Hi, beautiful. Yeah, filtered Christianity is a beautiful way. And that would be a great book for you, or a great podcast topic. Sure. Yep, you too. Oh, binding. Hold on a second. Force binding spells through machines with what's inside your body is creating this other form of droid I told you about. I haven't terminated nanobots. I have a little bit of bladder issues, but they're trying to, they bind you, and what they're doing is they're pulling down. If you feel something pulling down there and moving inside of you, let them do it. And I haven't taken heavy metals out in days. I haven't listened to the nanobot. I'm just letting everything coagulate and mix together. They're a little apprehensive of aren't you? Shars? Who's Shars? Of hitting me with this heat radiation, because I think that they're starting to see a difference in my compound, my chemical compound or composition. And they know that when I said I'm going to be, someone's going to hit me and they're going to break their hand. It's a little painful and there's a lot of discomfort. Well, there isn't now. I think that they're binding me solid. Right? Just for a minute. The pulse is fluctuating evenly. The laser heat intense radiation therapy with liquids in my gases, whatever this is I'm breathing in. So I will become, and they're testing out elements and metals. So what you're doing is you're creating a beast that was already a beast. I don't know if there's a word that's going to be possible to explain the kind of being that I'm going to become when I am at my absolute peak, because of my enemies. There are some people who took off because of my chemical composition. Kenny. I think you're right. Thank you, sir, too, for being able to walk away completely. No cord left behind, too. But there are people who saw that. I think that there are certain things going into certain crevices or moving into certain organs, and everything is going to work out. Like, some people had to give up because everything is going to work out for this woman. And this could be people finding this out a lot about these women, that they're constantly, again, there's someone that's like, it makes me want to help them plan my own next attack. At least let me get involved, man. You need some craft when it comes to this shit. Yeah, you again. I'm not an easy woman to fool. I'm not an easy woman to coerce. I'm not an easy woman to lure. What's left with someone like you? What's we got here? What were we talking about? Thank you. Thank you, Billy Carson. The spiritual part of existence and the theological part of existence. Sure. For people who never heard of Jordan Maxwell, watch some of his videos because they're intriguing. And I'll say it. Thank you. Everybody that puts information out as they learn about things, these are the people who aren't solid on Christianity. I'm not solid on spirituality. I learn and then I share it. You're probably struggling financially. I'm not sure how half-assed and backwards the world really is, but some of these wealthy people could have known that if you're stingy, you know, how do you think I got so rich? Something needs to change, though. This is not giving back or wanting other people to have anything. And I will not accept it. We have this, what is this? Little cup, big cup. Little cup, big cup. So which one is it? Just this is cup. I mean, this ain't even half full with the Christianity. This shit is like, there's a shot glass. And then there's one of those, we'll say a goblet, right? Well, to be fair. Because spirituality has its, they're both dark. But you leave this codependent entity, well, it's actually a deity or an entity or a force that wants it feeds off of. This is the wow. It's a narcissistic force of feed me, worship me, praise me, and I take it all in, and then that's it. Which is why this force became powerful, but just unnecessary. Because now it's just, I'm just holding on to all this power. There's no transmuting of that energy. I'm telling you, I'm just spitting. It has to go somewhere. This is what the spiritual side does. Spiritual people, they learn to kind of brush it off. Okay, well, this isn't working. They pay attention to what works and what doesn't. It's having this layer taken off of not only your eyes, your third eye, your brain, and your body eventually. It changes your body, your DNA. When you change who you are, with decisions and choices, and even with dietary things, but even with like the belief. Let's chat a little bit about how powerful the belief is. Though I can eat sugar and fat for the rest of my life and never gain a pound. You wind up believing that in its entirety, consistently, and you will become one of those people that cannot. This is me. I'm 51 years old, I think, but I don't believe that's true. I'm just gonna belly, right? I'm 51. I don't think that's true. Hannah Carlisle was also an alias that I used. Hannah Rockefeller, Natal Latessa. That's about as, that one right there. That's most of my livelihood in the past. Yep. So we have this little cup, a big cup. I'm having a hard time with this King of Swords, this God. I'm having a hard time with why do I believe that it's possible that this God represents that true narcissist? Maybe they're right when people say this. I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm giving everything. I mean, some people, they lost their homes, but they think that it was God's will. I lost children, God's will, which means I'm giving and I'm giving. Everything is your will. Where the fuck is mine? Then my will is bent with all this black magic or force, right? Altered in some way, and I don't see any of them getting punished for this. They're telling me not to call on ancestors and they're telling me to stay cut away from the spirit realm. That seems a little fishy. So basically it's just you and this God. And let's say the spirit realm represents your family and friends when it comes to that true narcissist. The one that I said I love them. I didn't say I love the ones that like to decapitate women while they're sleeping in peace. Just give me that. I don't want to have to explain shit in detail like that to validate women. I don't need to be validated. If it bothers you that you do, become more like me and leave out the parts that you claim you don't like about me. But try to mimic, sure. I'm having a hard time with this. I don't feel protected. These are people who feel I'm getting whooped too. I'm getting whooped every day. It's a dude that gets whooped with a broom by his own mama or his own wife. But okay, it was a wife, but I said mama first. There you go. You asked for confirmation. There it is. Yeah, straight from the horse's hip. Straight from the hip of the horse. Do I take this in the name of? There's another woman. He spit in my face the other day. What? He spit in my fucking face. You know how good it felt for this woman to say that? Because people are starting to feel how high, right. Well, you know, that'll be over. It just feels good to say this shit with an everyday shit. My stomach is flat. Yeah, I don't know, with the editing, my stomach is flat. When I sit, it's flat. It's not washboard. I'm not, that's male to me, although it looked amazing on some of the women at the pool when I went to. It's just not for me. It's just straight flat. Yes. I don't, yeah, when I feel to say, I do. Yep, I will. The spiritual jail. Let's talk about the spiritual jail. I guess with both things, right? Right, well, we covered that. Staying in marriages where I'm miserable, where I'm losing, they took everything from me, and now it's getting physical. Thinking that's you allow this belief to have complete reign over your entire life, and you don't. Some people never figured this out, and they're seeing it from another realm, going, "Oh my God, I gave my entire life. There's nothing here." And then when enough of this, that when you put, let's just call this awakening the Visine that you need, because your eyes got real red and blurry and itchy. Now it's, wait, it was in a book. I never had interaction. It was always something or some statue. I made myself believe that statue was actually the human being, that there was actually some kind of soul there or something. This is what happens. I never shook hands. I never bowed down to any god or anybody that I felt was worthy of a savior type status. It was all what I read in a book, what I believed. It's a belief, right? Like kids believe in what? Superheroes, but they show up as people who lift cars up and catch me, I'm falling. There are people who've done more in this lifetime than this God, for other people, than this God has done for people who claim to be Christians. Targeting, this is how bad targeting got by these cults and shit and these Masons and stuff like that. This is sacrifice, stuff like that. Finding out how many, just what goes on with this shit. Targeted voodoo is what I just heard. I do not accept targeted voodoo ever. That's the Asian word. No. A lot of platform shoes I see in these cards here, or perceived to be platform shoes, which means this has a lot to do with social media or wanting to have a platform or putting yourself on some type of, people need to be on a soapbox all the time, but they don't ever want to be on that soapbox when bad shit is being talked about, or there's some truth that comes out that may dull their shine a little bit, right? I guess what it is we're all screwed up in different ways and in the same. Right now, we're all screwed up from shit that's happening with the moon and the sun. There's nobody that can say that they're not. It's something that it gets embedded in your imprint. So these suits that some of these elites are wearing and some of these castle spaceships, I mean, it's crazy. Okay, I hate saying, I'm tired of saying that. It's awkward for me to believe that there are people who feel that they're that much better than everybody else, that the money that you stole from other people, and even the money that you have way too much of, but some of you are almost 100 years old, you cheap fucking bastards. And you would rather put that money into building some type of thing where your next 6 months are going to be, you think, more comfortable than some people who are stuck outside in this shit all the time. I'll tell you what, how about this? You'll feel it worse. The people who are stuck outside, at this point, I don't even care if it's to fault of your own or not. They're gonna be in a better position than you. I can't stand people like you. You're the reason why I do this, and I do it effortlessly. That's it. All right. This is right. Extreme targeting since children. So let me ask you something then. So now that we're finding out and we're seeing all the, oh my God, if this doesn't prove that there was never a God, this footage of what's been going on with kids, where I remember, well, is it my memory? See, I'm stopping. Either way, I'll say it. I said, oh, where is this Savior? Where is this Savior? Yeah, I'm not sure it was me. It just doesn't feel, but it does. I don't know. Where is is there a cap? Is it that when the kids get to 87 million a year, now I show up? What is this? What is there an onlooker of gang stalking and targeting? That if let's say that there is something up in the sky or he's in everything, well, can he get the fuck out and please show up as something? Somebody could have said that, and then what happens? Somebody shows up and they help you out in a way where your life is different. I don't see that as, what is that? Or even better yet, they do crazy shit on a grand scale in human form. Never thought about this. Yeah, and then you go through these phases where it's like, are we all God? No. Well, the thing is, there was never this God thing. There's a creator. All right, these are different forces. There would be Satan or the devil, which we know that would be the darker side, and that's something needed. And then you have this God who was the perceived light side, also needed. And then you have creator. People call it creator. Universe. What happens if there's some being or some type of force that becomes more powerful than all of those put together? And would it be nuts to say that this would be a female force? Needed. We need womb is right, without thinking about impregnating or inseminating. Right, ejaculating. The moon. This is another thing that I'm not worshiping the moon, but I can't not acknowledge this is a Catholic, a Christian, and someone who's a little more on the spiritual side. That's all. I can't not acknowledge that it's there. So I want to learn more about it. You have Christians making it feel like if you even do studies on, but then they're connected to people at CERN. The ones who aren't. The judgment. It's. It makes people want to take your lives now. Well, we don't really hear you. You know, these are people who have conversations, sitting on the porch and shit like that, stuff like that. And now they're paying attention. I didn't ever even realize before that all I do is get ridiculed here. I don't ever hear my grandma or my aunt or something say, oh, but you should have seen the shit that I did. Something like that. Like, can you once in a while, it's this, they have chosen a role for this matrix. And so have you. You have had many. They have had multiple, but it seems like this role has been more consistent. What does this role allow you to do? In certain states, in certain environments, in certain neighborhoods, it allows you to just be lazy and wait on the Lord. Yeah, everybody's idea of lazy is something different. You have somebody that works 5 jobs because they have to tell somebody that's working 3 because they don't, that they're lazy. You know, and then you could have somebody that is sick and maybe they don't handle the sickness or the pain the way somebody else does, but it manifests as something. It could just be extreme fatigue. You know, I'm not lazy, la-di-da-di-da. But, and then someone else's lazy would be, well, you sit around, you collect benefits, and then what? Now they lose a job and they sit around and collect benefits. Now all of a sudden it's not lazy. It was only, right, yeah, I don't need to, right, we don't need to deteriorate it. Oh, and then we have the lying, conniving female types. Why is this coming out again? What was that? Oh, this is just that kind of sneaky, whether male or female, that sneaky black magic doing, but healthy magic. You got people. Okay, it wasn't me, but I feel like I had this What, that could have been me. I don't, it doesn't feel like that was me. Could have had some weird thing where it tells me in the Bible that fortune tellers, naysayers, I don't know, was it fortune tellers? I don't know why I said naysayers. That's weird. They might as well be in the same. Fortune tellers and people who mess with sorcery and shit like that. Some pretty harsh judgment there. But I got more from this tarot reading. I mean, serious information. Some of it saved my life. Is that I mean, if I were to say, was that God working through somebody, my programming would tell me that it's impossible, don't believe it. Even though you have no choice but to believe it, but you'll make yourself not believe it for God. So now this other person never gets any credit and any thank you, not even spiritually. Now you force yourself to acknowledge that this person just helped you out. Now you're connecting a chord with this selfish, entitled, and you chose not to connect one with the one who helped you. If you think about everything like that, I interact with this, that's what I'm connected to. Look at them, take your time to study them if you have to. Yeah, it affects your health in crazy ways. It does. It affects your money, everything. Somebody's gonna come who's pulled over, or something happened to your car, and somebody's gonna show up, and it could be somebody that you used to be in a relationship with. Either this could be a husband. This is a karmic husband. That's what this is. This is a lesson learner and a half. Yep. And you just did something. Oh, it's a test. It's a test. You didn't think it was going to show up like this. They're going to help you, but then they're going to try and get you to come back to their home or to go get drinks and stuff like that. And I feel like you're going to be expected to allow them to help you as a man, because that's what you said. I want to be guided or helped well, you almost said as a man. That's here nor there. By a man, without feeling like I got to spread my legs. This is that moment. It doesn't mean it has to be somebody new. This means that with somebody from your past, so you can officially move on, you now look and say, thank you for your assistance as a man. I've been waiting on this a long time. You shake the hand, you give a little kiss, and I don't even know if he's going to feel comfortable enough once you handle it like this to ask you to come back to his home. And that's how you know, boom, cycle complete. This is like this is the extra point. All right, yeah, I'm done. I want to see if there's any baseball on. That's it. I'll talk in 1 second. Hope this helped.